Honest to and sisters and love to the world. Welcome back to it. Wellness Wednesday. Still going up the ladder of lights. If you want to check out the previous episodes, I do recommend you go and start from the very beginning and just work yourself up. Today I'm touching on fruitarianism. There's been an overwhelming amount of evidence basically proving and showing that human beings were or are better suited for a fruit diet more than a herbivore diet or a carnivore diet or omnivore diet. And this is now looking at the physiology of the human being. This is also looking at the microbiology, meaning that we're looking at how cells utilize utilize the minerals and the vitamins and utilize whatever it gets from the different types of foods. And I'm convinced, personally I'm convinced that maybe we really are just really messing around and we really should just be eating fruits out here to get our hydration, to get our nutrients in. We just really need fruits. And there's a lot of ways that you can go about this. One of the ways that you can just dabble in just eating fruits is just doing like a fruit fast. A certain amount of time, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 31 days, to say that for that amount of time I'll only be exclusively eating fruits. And then we also get to how do you consume your fruits. Now, when you exclusively eating fruits, this is what it is. This is exactly what it means. Exclusively eating fruits, meaning you're not adding any type of dairy to your foods. You can add fruits to your foods. And one of the things that you also need to bear in mind when you are eating fruits is fruit combinations. Fruit combinations is basically the different types of categories that fruits come in, and mindfully eating, knowing that each category has a certain it's not a hormone. It's a compound, it's a chemical that your stomach secretes, that basically allows it to digest that certain type of fruit, and it gets that signal from your saliva when you swallow that fruit. Just forgot the name of it, but let me just fast track real quick. So you have your melons, right? This is a class of fruits, melons. They have a hard exterior and they are mostly water. I'm talking about, well, most fruits are mostly water, but with your melons, we're talking about something like an affinity of 94%, 94% water, structured water, H3O2. And one of the things that I can say about melons is that you don't want to eat their skin. I don't care what video you saw of who taking watermelon skin, blending it up, and then saying it's a super drink for don't do it. Don't do it, please. Stop. Don't do it. Don't just take that melon and turn it into fertilizer. That melon skin and turn it into fertilizer. Another thing that I actually learned, which was pretty cool, is that cucumbers are actually melons, and cucumbers are actually the most hydrating fruits that you can find. Cucumbers. So in that same sense, you shouldn't actually be eating cucumber skin. I used to eat cucumber skin, just chop it up, make nice slices and then eat it like that. But it turns out that skin, my body has a tough time digesting it. So, since I learned that, I adjusted. So, I peel my cucumbers now, and life goes on. And then we have categories of fruits: acidic fruits, subacidic fruits, and sweet fruits, right? Now, in your acidic fruits, you're talking about your strawberries, your blueberries, your anything that has like a zingy taste to it. The taste of acid. That's your acidic fruits. And then you have your sub-acidic fruits, which is like the in-betweeners. Most apples, if you get an apple and it's like a bit sour, it's sub-acidic, But if you get like a very sweet apple, it's a sweet apple. It's a sweet fruit, This could also be like your stone fruits, like your peaches and your apricots and your plums. We call them stone fruits because of their seed. They only carry one seed and it's pretty big, and the seed is hard as a stone, I guess. but yeah, you have those. Those also could fall easily into the subacidic and also fall into the acidic. And this dog is doing the most, but I'm just gonna keep going on. So when you bear witness to that, and you keep it in your mind, you consciously eat your foods knowing that my subacidic foods can mix with my sweet foods, and it can also mix with my acidic foods, but my acidic foods cannot mix with my sweet foods, and I don't want to mix any other food with my melons. Once we have that, basically got the template to eating well on a fruit diet. And then we go into, okay, this, what you call this, how do you want to consume it? Do you want to juice and just drink liquids? You want to go with liquid first? This is now another step in the ladder, mind you. Do you want to juice your fruits and go totally, liquids on this? You can go ahead and do that. You want to do smoothies, also liquids, go ahead and do that. That's another ladder. The juices is way higher than juices are higher than the smoothies, and then underneath the smoothies it's just be you eating the fruits as they are. And then we have this thing called mono fruit diet. I don't want to call it diet, it's a livet because it brings so much life to you. Where basically you say, I'm going to be eating, these dogs are food. Where you basically say, I'm only going to be eating a certain fruit for an X amount of time. Now, I recommend with any fruit, let's say you're going to be eating fruits for a whole month. I'd recommend saying, I'm going to do apples for 3 days. Then I'll do pears for 3 days. And then I'll do melons for 3 days. And then I'll do grapes for 3 days. I wouldn't recommend actually eating like one particular fruit for longer than 7 days. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know what happens, but I wouldn't recommend it. The fruit livet, do a fruit livet, not diet. Do a fruit livet. That's like the next step. It's super effective. It's super nice on your body. Fruits take about an hour to digest, maximum an hour to digest. So that gives your body more than enough time to actually detox. So basically, if you say you're gonna eat fruits 3 times a day, your body is using up 3 hours for digestion, absorption, utilization, and elimination. And then the rest of the time, your body is basically in detox mode. It's fixing up itself. It's removing toxins from cells. It's draining itself. So it's a beautiful thing. I'd also recommend actually getting some body work done, meaning that get yourself a lymphatic massage, or just a massage in itself. Drain out your body. Have sex. But as guys, when you are having sex, just try not to ejaculate so much. Preserve your seed. Your seed is super, super valuable. Like, that's a discussion for another day. I won't even go deep into that. But yeah, that's it for this particular video. You have yourself a wonderful week. Until the next time, I love you. Take care of yourself.